I have a confession to make. My name's Ash, and I'm a slut for officially licensed video games. This absolutely started with Formula 1 games in the 90s. I wanted to play as a specific driver for a specific team and race against the rest of the actual grid and do the actual championship. If there was another good-looking open-wheeled racing game out there that was clearly trying to be Formula 1 but didn't have the license, don't care. Get out of my sight, fool. I mean, I was a literal child at the time, so cut me some slack. I feel like under the age of 10 I'm allowed to be shallow. Eventually, I matured a little bit, and I realised the error of my ways, that licensing does not equal good game, which is why I want to revisit this. This is Racing Simulation Monaco Grand Prix. It's also Racing Simulation Monaco Grand Prix 2, technically. We'll get into that. But this is effectively doing the 1998 F1 season, but has no official license. So, how does this game compare with the other official offerings of the time? Have I missed out on a banger? Let's find out. So, welcome to Racing Simulation Monaco Grand Prix 2. So, you may notice that on the front cover of the game, on the spine, it's just Racing Simulation Monaco Grand Prix. On the manual, which is thick enough to include every language on the planet, it's the number 2, and there's a little note in the bottom corner saying that it's known in the UK without the number 2. That's because it's kind of more of a spiritual sequel to F1 Racing Simulation. This was a PC-only game that Ubisoft made and released in 1997. That was officially licensed. It was for the 96 season, which, side note, I need to get my hands on it, because I've been sat here stuck with no 96 season to play. So this is the sequel to that game, but it was released on console, PlayStation, N64, Dreamcast, and PC, and I think that's why they probably didn't get the official license for it this time around, because on console, the license was spoken for. Instead of being licensed by the FIA or FOM or whatever, they've got the license for the Automobile Club de Monaco. So Monaco Grand Prix is licensed. They've also got a load of sponsors that were associated with F1 in the game. So you've got Bridgestone, Schweppes, Bic. So driving in the game should feel like being at an F1 race. The only thing they don't have are the teams and the drivers. But you can edit the names of the teams and the drivers. And as you can see from that car there, they've modelled some cars to look like their real-life counterparts. So that screams Minardi to me. That is most likely supposed to be a Jordan. Looks kind of like a Marlboro McLaren. You've also got one that looks like a West McLaren here as well, albeit with Jacques Villeneuve's helmet in it. And there's 11 teams, and you can change what car that team is assigned to. So there's a few cars outside of the 11 defaults. As you can see, you've got a dark mode McLaren there. There's at least a red car you can swap in, so you've got something to be Ferrari, a good candidate for Prost instead. And then you can also edit the drivers as well. As you can see, in some cases, I think there's some hints about who they're supposed to be. So even though that car looks like a Minardi, Darren Mill and Dee Hummiger, Damon Hill and Michael Schumacher, potentially. Or for example, if we head over to Minardi, whose drivers were Shinji Nakano and Esteban Tuero, B. Coutillo and S. Hero. They're definitely not going like super obvious. They're making sure they're not getting sued anytime soon. I mean, the most obvious one is Team 1. We head over here, and we have, of course, Jim Van Teeve and A. Hans Fazen. Now, because, like I say, I am still slightly a slut for licensing, I have renamed them. So we have, now, a Williams that kind of looks more like the Winfield Williams, and we've got Villeneuve and Frentzen. I've cycled in, so we've kept that one for the McLaren. We've got Ferrari. That's what I've gone for Benetton. wasn't really a great choice for some of them, so I've gone as close as possible. Like, that's what I've gone for Stewart, because it was the next best option. Tyrrell kind of looks like a 97 Minardi, and then Minardi looks like Minardi. But did they even run this livery? I thought that's actually what they looked like in 99 rather than 98. Whether you rename the cars and the teams or not, let's see how it plays. Let's see what it's like. We'll stick with Hill in the Jordan. I don't know why they couldn't just call it Great Britain, but instead we have the English Grand Prix. I am going to stick with a classic. We'll do Interlagos. So Interlagos, Brazil. Sorry. Who's written this? Of all the things you could write about Interlagos, and you've gone for the slip roads are very wide. It's like going to Wembley Stadium and going, did you know the seats are made out of a hard plastic that's durable yet comfortable? I don't care. I'm going to stick with auto as I learn things. No brake assist. We're going to try the realistic damage. It might be a mistake. We've got amateur, pro and expert. I'm going to stick on pro just to get going. Just got an option between sunny and rainy, so we'll stick with sunny. Grid position. Oh, okay. No qualifying in single race mode. We just pick our position. So we'll go right in the middle in 11th. 5% race. We'll have penalties on. And now this is one of the things that the game tries to pride itself on. It's supposed to be more of a simulation. So as you can see, we can adjust the springs, body height, gearbox, brake balance, wing angles, tyres, steering look angle and fuel. Might bring the fuel down a little bit if we're only doing 5%. As you can see, as I do that, it does affect the stats as well. So you can see how the changes are made. Or what effect they have, I should say. I'm not going to mess with that too much, but to be fair, up front, that looks like a bit more detail that you can tweak the car. Like, more settings changes than I would say you could do with the official games. So that's quite interesting. Okay, well immediately, they've still gone for very much the TV presentation of F1 in the 90s. It's not exactly the same, but it's just different enough. And obviously, I'm not sure how they've worked out the performance of the relative teams. They start just as named like 1 to 11, so my rename might have some unexpected drive. Oh, hang on. Well, try the analog mode more than anything. Let's do that. Okay. Off we go. So into turn 1. The 2 Prosts ahead of us, and everyone is through turn 1 okay. And immediately on... Oh, and we've got a car in the gravel, going wide on Retroposta. That's quite cool. As we head over to Descida de Lago. We're up the inside, we're up to 8th. I'm going to try and get the inside of the Ferrari, I think this was. We just do. And that's refreshing. We've gone side by side into a corner and we've not been driven into. That's remarkable. I think that's our teammate ahead. That's Ralf Schumacher. Coming up to Juncam. I'm going to make the move. Oh, he's gone a bit slow on exit of the corner. Which is not dissimilar to how they sometimes are in F1 97. But the steering feels good. The car feels really planted, to be honest. I quite like this. And I've flicked down to, like, cockpit mode, which I rarely use in the PlayStation game era. It's just the view's awful in the cockpit. It's not good at all. I'm usually like more of a T-cam or a nose... Like this is probably what I'd usually go for. Which is slightly higher, but actually it feels pretty good in this cockpit mode. Catch up to the rest of the cars in the points. So we've got a Benetton ahead of us. That's Fisichella. Just going to take it easy. Not making any silly moves. Oh, and Fisichella sends it on a Williams. great move from Giancarlo Fisichella. Can we get past this Williams? I'll try to send it. Ah, no, I bottled that. Oh, and I've really bottled it. That's bad. Oh, and the grass is very sticky, it has to be said. Verts now ahead of us. We're just trying to move into Cow. And we do. I think that the frame rate is fluctuating, which might not be the game. As always, I'm playing this using a fat PS3, as I do with all of the PS1 games on the channel. So it might be more to do with that, but that is slightly odd in places. I don't know if it's coming across on the recording, but there's definitely a weird fluctuation in frame rate in places. Frentzen next anyway. Let's see if we can try again. Not got long left to try and make a move. So I am quite enjoying this. Can we try and send this up to the inside? And we do. Over the curb. And we've been left the space. Oh, I meant to look backwards, not change the view. That was silly. Oh no, and I've put a wheel on the grass and allowed Frentzen through. I'm going to try and send it back up the inside towards Jacau. Oof! Tries to close the door on us. Can we make a move towards the centre S? Come on. See if we can make a move into Decida de Largo. See if we be bold about this. And we do. We make the move. And it sticks. So still got a chance at a podium here. Can we maybe get the run out of here on Villeneuve? Come on the curb. Where is Villeneuve? Oh, he's still there. Oh, side by side. Lost him for a minute. He's hung it out with us and not given us the place. That was a good little fight. Oh, but he's got a little wide there. Let's go. Oh, Villeneuve's bottled it. Oh, my goodness. And it's Fisichella next. Up to Junkel we go. I'm going to try and send it to Fisichella. We nick a podium at the very end. A bit of weird. I think that sound effect was supposed to be like sparking from the back of the car. It's not the best sound effect. It's a 1-2 for McLaren, which is very realistic for 1998. We come home ahead of Fisichella. The Ferraris not quite performing as you'd expect. I've got to say, I really like the handling model. The car feels really planted, and you get a good feel for the brakes. There was definitely some locking up going on when I braked a bit too hard. I also felt like there was loss of grip in places when I was on the curb, which is really weird sense. In the dry, that just doesn't really happen. I also felt like, even though there was some standard AI stuff from like what you'd expect from this era, they seemed quite smart. They didn't just drive into you, they left space, they attacked back at you. That was pretty good. That was quite a good race. Let's try another one. Let's try a slightly longer race somewhere. I mean, England's always a good choice. I don't know why. Britain's not copyrighted. It's called the British Grand Prix. There are very few overtaking areas on this circuit. What are you talking about? The fastest circuit of the season. That's correct, at least. The pace is ultra fast. Those who love pomp and spectacle will enthusiastically applaud all attempts at overtaking, even if they fail. To be honest, that does remind me, I was looking through the manual, and there is a section in this that... Has it been translated? It must have been. But then again, this phrase makes me feel like... I'll read it. So this is about the black and white flags, okay? A black and white flag indicates you've committed some unsporting behaviour, such as taking a shortcut or backing everyone else up. A 10-second penalty will then be added to your time for your bang out of order behaviour. That's such a British bang out of order. It's not the phrase I'd expect to see in the manual for a game. You've cut the track. It was bang out of order, you slag. We're gonna do the English Grand Prix and see how many overtaking opportunities there are. I'm not gonna change any settings, I don't think. Right, so let's head down to here. Revs up, and off we go. So everyone off. Oh, bloody hell, dude! And immediately I've damaged my front wing thanks to a quite abrupt move from the Prost. Does that mean the wing's gone entirely, or is that just damage? I assume that's just light damage. And that's not going to help us through this section, so let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, the wing is still there. Hang on. Looks like it's wobbling slightly. I don't know if it wobbles usually, but let's focus. Panis of all people, how could you betray me? How could you do this to me? But we make an overtake in one of the course's sparse overtaking zones. Down to snow! Oh my god! I nearly lost my entire wing then. Just avoid hitting Ralf Schumacher. Then the other Prost of Truly up next. I'm very much on the brakes early. I wonder if that's just to do with them being on Pro. I wonder if they're slightly better in the braking zone on Expert. So we've got the run on Truly. The question is, what side can we go? We'll go to this side. Inside of Cops. Nothing ever bad happens when you try and make a move up the inside of Cops. But we manage it. I feel like when you're on analog on like Formula 197, you can almost correct the steering a bit too quickly. Whereas the D-pad mode is just, for me, I don't like it. I feel like it's too the opposite way, in fact, unresponsive. This, I feel like, is a perfect middle ground. In that between using acceleration, braking, and then general turning, and obviously you can adjust the steering angle as well. I feel like I just heard an engineer try to say something. I have no idea what that was. But yeah, I feel like the steering on this is really good. I feel like the car handles really well. You do have to worry about locking up and getting a wheel. If you get a wheel on the grass or the gravel, it does slow you down as Herbert flies past us. Oh dear me! Well, definitely locked up the brakes there. Jesus! Tyre wear monitor on the right hand side, so you can see like the green getting used up because I've just locked up the brakes. That's good. I mean, that's par for the course today, but in this era of racing games, that's brilliant. That's really good. Don't think I'm going to improve. We stay ahead of our teammate. And we finished 10th in that one. The race is won by Giancarlo Fisichella from Villeneuve in the Williams. Again, Ferrari sinking like a stone out of the points-paying positions. I'm actually really impressed with this so far. The handling's really good. It kind of reminds me of the handling in the EA Sports F1 2000 for the PlayStation 1. So we're going to do one final race. I'm going to change team and just see if there's any performance boost. The Benettons have been quite strong, so I'm going to jump in as Giancarlo Fisichella. I'm going to up the length to 10% on this one, and I'm also going to up the difficulty to Expert and see what they're like. Let's give it a go. Since we are Fisichella, we're going to go San Marino and just give this a try. As Imola, Fisichella has said that is effectively his home race. Okay, here we go. Let's see how we do. Oof. I mean, that is very standard. The lap one concertina effect, and they slow rather dramatically. Oh no! Oh no! I've spun it round! Did my engineer just literally say wrong direction to me? Yeah, I know, mate. What a great tip from the engineer. Wrong direction! Yeah! No shit. Can't even spin it round. Oh, good lord. Right. I'm not carrying enough speed through these corners, clearly, so let's see what we can do. Get onto the curbs. Oh! Chase the Ferrari. Oh, and immediately some action ahead of us. One of the Ferraris absolutely sending it. And it's Irvine, and I think we've passed Irvine. Towards the chicane. Ooh, a little bit wide, not the best. Ah. Ooh, oh god, I nearly had a tank slapper then. I felt the car slide. Now fighting off both the Jordans rather than chasing down the Ferraris. The Ferraris now fighting each other. Can we get the run out of the final chicane? We're not too bad. Well, that was good. That was a good move. What is the gap to 4th place? Villeneuve next, 4 seconds. There is Villeneuve. Make the move again to Tamburello. Similarly doing that sort of F197 move of not moving off the line there, but to be fair, I was about to run out of road. Let's see if we can get to the inside. We can't. Onto what I believe is called the Villeneuve chicane. Oh, poor line through there, scrubs off a load of speed. I'd be really interested to see how this runs on PC. Because obviously when the cars start to get a bit further away, they start going a bit blocky. Very defined blocks. Then obviously you've got the pulsing, but I wonder if on PC some of those things are ironed out a little bit. Oh, oof. That was good. I'm sure he's just made a defensive move against me. That was pretty impressive. Villeneuve elbows out a little bit, and he's again gone defensive into this corner. That's awesome! He's got a bit deep into the and there we go, look at him, he's going to move across. Can't move again though, Jacques. Oh no, and I've got deep! I'm trying to get it. Oh no! Damn! Go again. We're going to re-engage with La Canadienne. See, look, I'm not. Ooh, I was going to say I'm not as close, and he's not moved off the line to block from me. So that was literally a blocking move, and again he's gone defensive on me. Oh no! Ooh, contact. We get away without any damage. It's going to have to be into Tamburello. Oh! Oh no! Jesus Christ, I misjudged that. Very lucky to get away without damage there again. So enter about to 1. Oh! Oh, he's got it wrong! He's made a mistake! Jackie boy! What was that? I'm blocking up into the final chicane, but we managed to take 4th at Imola after a really good battle with Jacques Villeneuve hacking and wins from Wirtz, Coulthard, Fisichella, Ralf Schumacher ahead of Michael to get in the points. I felt like I was having a proper duel with Villeneuve then, and he was actually reacting to me. He had a bit of a donkey moment at the end. Maybe it was pressure, maybe you could argue that, or maybe it was just, you know, a bit of a mistake. For a PS1 game, when you compare to what the officially licensed games are offering in terms of the AI and the handling, this is up there with the best of them. For starters, even if you wanted to do a 98 season and you can't bring yourself to play Formula 1 98, which I'm going to do very soon, this is an incredible alternative. But then obviously you've got the complete fantasy element of just completely renaming teams, completely pick your drivers. And the fact that I've not tried this until now, quite frankly, is bang out of order. And I'd love to hear your experiences. Did you play this game? Did you race this? What did you think about this in comparison to the officially licensed offerings? Or were you like me, and did you not really give it much chance? So yeah, I'd love to hear other people's thoughts, but for now, we are going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to try this game again at some point. Maybe see what wet weather is like. That would be fun. But regardless, I will see you for another video very, very soon.